welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek, you are watching Kevin the Geek, and welcome back to another video where I respond to your comments from the previous month, and I also give you a little bit of an update as to what you can expect for the coming month on the channel. First of all, I do want to thank all of the new subscribers that have joined me on this journey. I've got, I think I've had it's been a slow month, I think, for new subscribers. Definitely one of my slowest months for a little while. However, I would like to thank, and bear in mind that there are more people that have subscribed, but it's just these are the only ones who are publicly named, who have chosen to publicly make available their names for my knowledge and everything. So thank you to Zonda F. Rooster, Daniel Burnell, Callum Dunyan, Blue Ghost, Jen6879, Trevor Roll, Cyber Lee, Dylan McCallum, and Brian G, who have all made it known that you are subscribed to the channel and are new subscribers. So much love to each and every one of you. If you're new to this type of video, I do it near the start of each month, where I look back all over the videos I've released over the last month and the comments that you guys have left, and I respond to them. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to respond to every comment. Mostly it's going to be ones that I can actually have something that I can respond to. But I do, of course, need to talk to you about the month of March. So a lot of the existing stuff that have been happening on a monthly basis is going to be coming back. So we've got 4 reactions to the British Empire. We've got 5 reactions to Still Game, 4 reactions to Benidorm, 4 Doctor Who reviews, which is going to take us through to the end of Series 5. There is going to be another kind of reaction to Not Going Out, Goodnight Sweetheart, the next episode of Are You Dave Gorman, Ghost, Desmond's, Modern Life is Goodish, The Day to Day. There's going to be a second episode of Fat Friends and The Smoking Room. Now, there is also going to be my newest kind of next bunch of reactions to the next serial for classic Doctor Who. So, of course, back in November, I did my reactions to the very first serial, which was An Unearthly Child. In this month, I'm going to do all 7 episodes, which was the very first serial featuring the Daleks. So this was the second serial overall for Doctor Who, and so we actually get to see their very first ever introduction. And I'm doing the original classic versions, not this newest kind of condensed and colorized version. I'm going to see them as it was originally shown to everyone. So of course it will be black and white, so that's going to be exciting. Next week I have got a new kind of Doctor Who related thing where I'm going to be doing a video game playthrough, there was a series of episodic games that was released at the time of this 5th series called the Doctor Who Adventure Games, and I'm going to be doing the very first game of that one, which was City of the Daleks. And then of course we have 2 movies out this month. So on the 16th I am going to be doing the community choice selection from last month's poll, which was Back to the Future, which got about 38% of the votes from you guys. So thank you to the well over 100 people that put their votes in for last month. The next poll for April's movie, that is currently live. And your 5 choices for that is Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. We've got Train Spotting, Doctor No, the very first James Bond movie, Gladiator, and the first Lord of the Rings movie, The Fellowship of the Ring. So you can go over to the community tab and put your choices down for that. And that poll will be open until the end of March. But there will be another movie that will be happening at the end of the month, which will be for Good Friday. It'll be Easter linked, or so I have been told. I'm not going to say what it is right now, however, I will reveal it at the end of my reaction video to Back to the Future. So about midway through the month, you will be able to find out what that movie reaction is going to be. But for now, we are going to respond to some of your comments. And the first one up front was from Josh Cahill, saying, I wish you would stop reacting to half of this crap and just post Benidorm. It's clearly what most people prefer. You know what, I would disagree with that, because my most popular series is actually Still Game over Benidorm. So by that logic, I should do more of Still Game, more so than Benidorm. However, and again, if you're new to the way that I do this, I basically have 4 things that I do on a regular weekly basis. So I do a weekly reaction to Still Game, to Benidorm and to the British Empire, and then it's also on a Wednesday, it's my Doctor Who review day. They're the 4 things I do regularly, and then basically that gives me the 3 other days in the week to do other stuff. And most of those stuff will be done on a monthly basis. And it's, you know, it's just my way of being able to get more content out, more different stuff, you know, a bit more variety. And you know, when those shows come to an end, as they inevitably will, you know, when Still Game comes to an end, or when Benidorm or British Empire comes again, I will need to substitute them and put something else in. So it might be a different show that I've been doing. Say, I'm Not Going Out, or Dave Gorman's Mod Life is Goodish, or Desmond's, you know, or whatever. They will then go in their place and become a weekly slot, and then that gives me other shows to bring in. But I'm still, you know, just trying different stuff. You know, because at the end of the day, I want a nice variety on the channel. I don't like to just pigeonhole myself. But if you guys have suggestions of stuff you want to see, you let me know, and I will always look into it. I mean, at the moment, I have got, if I look, where have I got it? In my possible videos list of various things that people have suggested, currently, I have 66 shows. It's not going to be possible to do all of them on a really quick basis. So for me at the moment, this is the best way that I feel that I can do this, to get a nice variety out, few different stuff, and you know, I put different things in at different times. You know, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch the other stuff. If you think they're crap, as you call it, watch something else. It doesn't matter to me. You know, even if all you want to watch is Benidorm, then fine. But if I just did Benidorm, let's say for now, yeah, let's say I did it on a daily basis. By mid-April, the show's done, and if that's all you want to watch, then that's it. You know, at least by doing it on a weekly basis, or even in some shows on a monthly basis, it gives you a chance to spread out your enjoyment with it. That's the way I look at it, anyway. Moving on to the next comment. So, yay, In-Betweeners. I'm autistic and I never saw it in Will personally, but he's definitely the stereotype. I do 100% think Simon is autistic though. Maybe that's because the actor is, and his facial expressions scream autism. Joe Thomas is perfect. He was good in Fresh Meat as well. By the way, you should check out Man Down if you haven't seen it. Greg plays a teacher in that too, with Roisin Connerty and Mike Wozniak, who have both been in Taskmaster. I can't say I have seen Man Down, although I do vaguely remember in one episode of Taskmaster, I think somebody as a prize gave like a script or something for an episode of Man Down. So it is on my radar, and it is something I wouldn't mind checking out at some point in the future. Next from Andy on the In-Betweeners one. Kevin, have you watched No Country for Old Men yet? Is it on your booking list? Hand on heart, Kevin, do you honestly expect your subscribers to believe that you've never watched the In-Betweeners before? As the saying goes, my name's Billy, not silly. Well, firstly, no, I still haven't watched No Country for Old Men, but it is on the list, and it is something that at some point it will probably go in like one of the polls and for people to do. I would like to react to it on the channel. And to be honest, I don't care if you believe me or not, honestly. And that may sound, I don't know, that may sound harsh, or it may sound egotistical or whatever, but personally, you know, I am an honest person. If you don't believe me, you don't believe me. I'm not going to force you to, but no, you know, I will always be honest. Like Red Dwarf is a mega show, and that could have been one that I could have lied about and just gone, you know what? I've never seen Red Dwarf before. I'm going to react to it on the channel. This is a first time reaction, and yeah, hopefully this gets me loads of views because it's a really popular show and blah blah blah. I'm not going to do that. You know, I mean, admittedly, I made a mistake last month when I did a Doctor Who day, a Red Dwarf day, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a retrospective reaction to the first ever episode, and I did a reaction to Can't Smack, Won't Smack, and this little clip of another video, you know, because I thought it was the 35th anniversary, and in fact I got my dates wrong, and it was actually the 36th anniversary this year. So yeah, hold my hands up. I cocked up there. That is my fault. You know, I can't deny that. I am a geek and I got it wrong. I'm you know, I'm only human at the end of the day. But going back to that, you know, I could have lied to you and said I've never seen it, and I have. With the In-Betweeners, I can genuinely say the only thing of it, apart from the first 2 episodes, because obviously last month was the first episode, and yesterday I released my reaction to the second In-Betweeners episode. Ultimately, no, I have not seen anything other than the first movie and those 2 episodes. And if you don't want to believe me, you don't have to believe me. It's entirely up to you. But I will never lie to you guys. That's just who I am. You know, I'm not gonna, feed you some cock and bull story. Oh yes, yeah, Pedro, bless you, Pedro. Oh, wow. I've got to do it now. I've got to do it for you now. Let me get in the zone. Gimme a geek at the weekend. Won't somebody help me kick Jed up the arse? Gimme a geek in the morning. You've got to sing this out when you next read your comments. Actually, I don't think I did that last line too well. Gimme a geek. There you go. Pedro, I sung it out for you. Maybe some of you liked it, maybe some of you didn't like it. I don't know. Kevin deserves way more subscribers with his great content. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. It's been a slow month, subscriber-wise, like I said. So we're still on that road to 1,000 subscribers. Maybe this month may push them up a bit. Who knows? But thank you for your support. As always, I appreciate it. I mean, I don't read too much into the subscriber number thing. Obviously, the 1,000 would be nice because it gives me a chance to then potentially monetize my videos. And give me, a little bit of support for this. But ultimately, like my views, I mean, Still Game obviously gets great numbers, normally in the ballpark about 500, within the first day or 2 of the video coming out. And Benidorm probably is in about sort of 2 to 300-ish number range. But in reality, most of my other videos probably anywhere from about 30 to 60 viewers. And I'm fine with that. I'm not going to do everything for everybody, and I'll lose subscribers, I'll gain subscribers. That's just the nature of the game. But I'm doing it to have fun myself and to engage with you guys. With regards to that road to 1,000 subscribers, what I am thinking of doing is doing a live stream once I've hit that, and doing almost like a live Q&A kind of session with you guys. So you guys can literally submit questions in advance, or you can ask questions there, and we'll just have a good honest chat, and we will have that kind of dialogue with each other. Again, if I get 5 people who want to join me for that, then hey, it doesn't matter to me, but I think it'd just be something nice to do. Again, because I like to engage with you guys. It is a community at the end of the day. It's not just me on a camera and that's it. I like your input, and I like all your comments and your suggestions. It's great. Foggy D, Kettering Town fans took a funny sign down to the 2000 FA Trophy final. We eat special Ks for breakfast. If you get it, you get it. I do get it. Because I was there. I was there at that game down at Wembley when Kettering Town lost to Kidderminster. What was it? Hang on, is it Kidderminster or Kingsonian? God, I can't actually remember now. It's one of the 2. I've gone completely blank now. But we lost 3-2 after leading 2-1. That was my first ever kind of live football experience. Kind of properly in my head kind of thing. So I was about 9, 10, something like that. I went down with some friends that live around the corner and everything. You're guessing that the manager who has managed Manchester United, Nottingham Forest and Kettering Town, my 3 supported clubs, was Big Ron Atkinson, and I can confirm to everybody who has put that down in the suggestions, you are indeed correct. It was Big Ron Atkinson. So well done to you guys who got that. CM Mooney, have you ever seen One Foot in the Grave? Only the actress who plays Jacqueline in Benidorm was in that when she was a fair bit younger. She was Angus Dayton's character's wife, and she was very attractive then. I cannot say that I have ever seen One Foot in the Grave, and I'm going to add it to my list. Mental Gaming 99. Kevin's a little bit spicy in this week's episode of Benidorm. So I'll give you a bit of a background. I briefly touched last month that there was a little stuff going on with me, and basically, right towards the end of January, I lost my job, and it's weird because on one hand it was it was crap for me because I'm like, okay, I've got to find a new job quickly, because I live on my own, I am the only source of income. And if I have no job, I have no income. I cannot eat, I cannot heat my bills, I can't pay my mortgage, and stuff like that. But at the same time, it was an incredible relief, because it was a job that ultimately I absolutely detested. I absolutely hated it for the vast majority of the time that I was there. I didn't feel I got any support. I didn't feel I got the backing that I was ever required from it. It took a little while, but 2 weeks ago I started a new job, and I can honestly say within 2 days of being there, I felt and I feel like way happier than I ever was at that last place. So yeah, like I said, it is sorry, I think the sun's coming through. Sorry, that may play out, throw it off if I try and use the green screen today. But yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks for me, and I think at the time that I recorded that episode of Benidorm, it only just happened, so that may have contributed to me being a little bit extra spicy in that reaction in that particular instance. Zonda, one of the new subscribers. Hey, just discovered your channel through your recent reaction to QI, and I have to say I like what I'm seeing so far. Always good to see a great reaction channel starting to gain traction. Thank you. Like I said, I like to do different things, and I like to interact with you guys. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and welcome to the community. Love Still Game, but it's great to see how you react to other shows that no others react to. Goodnight Sweetheart and Desmond's being my personal favourites. Hope to see more. Yep, like I said at the start, Goodnight Sweetheart and Desmond's are both going to be back this month, and Desmond's came out of the blue that I came up with that one, and I'm really enjoying that show. Goodnight Sweetheart, it's a very different kind of show, and the time travel aspect of it is something that appeals to me, and the World War era is something that I like learning new stuff about, but also kind of seeing things of that kind of era. So yeah, I'm going to keep watching. The Hooniverd, I love this episode of Victory of the Daleks. I've always had a soft spot for it, mostly due to nostalgia, but also I think because it's fun, engaging, and entertaining. This episode is also heavily inspired by the classic Who story, The Power of the Daleks. Haven't seen it, so can't comment on that. From the Second Doctor's era, I personally love how the Daleks are more scheming and cunning here, like the classic series, which I much prefer. Well, like I said, later on this month, I am going to be doing the very first ever serial of the Daleks, so I will see how that kind of falls were. I also love the Paradigm Daleks. Controversially, they're my favourite Dalek design from the show. The bright colours never bothered me. I love the fact that they were bigger, bolder, more intimidating and imposing. The voices are also sublime. Another hot take is I actually prefer the Paradigm to the Bronze Daleks. I will say for Series 7, I definitely preferred the slightly slimmer and more muted metallic finish for the Paradigm Daleks. I think that is the biggest thing. I think if they had just trimmed them down a little bit, because I think the colours were fine. I think because they were so big and bulky, I think is what most people had the issue with. Your only issues with that episode is it feels it needed to be a two-parter, as it would have fixed the pacing issues, and the depiction of Churchill was definitely controversial. Not getting into that. I said it in the episode. I'm not getting into the controversial aspect of it. Great review as always. By the way, I'm loving the new setup for the thumbnails. Can't wait for next week's. I've been doing thumbnails from the start, and I'm just constantly tweaking and finding new ways of putting lettering and various bits and bobs. So I'm trying different things all the time. So yeah, if you see stuff that you like the way I do stuff, let me know, because it helps. It helps me to get better and improve. Lash Luke, how often do you plan to watch the series Modern Life is Goodish? So at the moment, it is on a monthly basis. I'm doing one episode a month. If I get to a point where more slots open up, I may do it a little bit more frequently. But presently, once a month is how I'm doing that one. And of course, basically I've got two Dave Gormans a month. So we've got I, Dave Gorman, and the Modern Life is Goodish. When I, Dave Gorman comes to an end, I will then transition over into doing the Important Astrology Experiment. Which is another 6-episode kind of mini thing. Once I've done that, because I did my my recording just yesterday for the next episode of Modern Life's Goodish and for the next episode of Are You Dave Gorman. And something I kind of mentioned in there is that I came across this series that Dave Gorman did, apparently called Genius, where he has like a guest celebrity come in. So let me know if you've ever seen that and if you think that is worth a reaction as well. Running out of things to fry, you clearly need to visit Scotland and try a pizza crunch. I have kind of heard of that, and I believe that is effectively like almost like a fried Mars bar, where you kind of dip it in batter and you fry it. My question to that, if it's pizza, are you doing it more calzone style, or are you doing it more just simple slice style? Because if it's the slice style, I don't know if that would kind of work. Calzone style sounds like that would work, in the way that maybe like a Scotch egg would, because you're kind of encasing it. But yeah, just a normal slice of pizza, covering it in basically batter and then deep frying it. For me, I don't know if that would work. You can let me know. Another great episode, another great reaction to Modern Life is Goodish. Hope that you see what I meant about the running jokes as the show goes on. I have friends in the US who heard me talking about this show one time, so they asked if they could watch an episode over Skype. Yeah, me having to face my laptop to the TV so they could check it out. That was during the first series. Every episode after that, they made sure to have an hour free so they could get on call and watch Dave. Brilliant down-to-earth humour. Have a great one and to everyone watching this, much love from us here in the UK. Wow, that is commitment to do a stream, via Skype and everything. Wow, that is commitment. And well, I hope they've seen more Dave Gorman stuff, because he's great. I love this episode of Ghost. The next one is one of my all-time favourites. Your prediction for Thomas is very interesting. No spoilers though. Thank you for that. I don't like spoilers. Matthew Bainton, aka Thomas, actually played Lord Byron in an episode of Drunk History UK. That sounds intriguing. Tell me more about that. I want to know more, and if you think it's something I should react to. There are bloopers for Series 1 and 3 to 5 on the BBC channel. Is that like iPlayer, or is that like the BBC YouTube channel? Let me know that. Series 2 bloopers are on the cast's personal channel, Them There. They're mostly of the main cast though, so not what you mentioned. Okay, but I like bloopers, so still let me know. American football evolved from soccer and rugby, but developed into a completely different sport. The first American football game was played in 1869 between two college teams, Rutgers and Princeton, using rules based on the rules of soccer at the time. A list of rule changes drawn up from 1880 onwards established the snap, the line of scrimmage, 11-player teams, and the concept of downs. The forward pass was illegal in American football until 1906. That is interesting to know. I did watch the Super Bowl. I found it interesting. We didn't really get the commercials that you guys seem to get, so I think we were kind of let down in that aspect. I can't experience that part of it. I thought the halftime show was alright, and I didn't really understand what was going on in terms of the game. I've not seen enough of it to kind of understand the rules and that, but I enjoyed what I was seeing with it. This season and the next were peak still game. I totally agree. Apologies for a dog barking in the background if you can hear it. The fact that you can see past the accent makes your reaction so much better, as some will just giggle along and miss half the script. I really do think still games should be appreciated the same way Only Fools and Faulty Towers are, but the accent holds it back. Best sitcom to come out of Scotland and possibly the UK. In case you were wondering, Finport is totally fictional, but I think it's a play on Millport, a little island off Largs that is/was a popular holiday destination for Glaswegians. This was actually filmed in the town of Saltcoats, Ayrshire. Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that. With the accent aspect of it. It does present challenges, particularly for like Americans, I think. If you're not used to the Scottish accent, it's going to be harder. I like to think that most UK people are able to understand the Scottish accent enough, because we're so kind of used to kind of stronger dialects, like the Liverpool and the Geordies and like from Bristol and things like that. So I like to think that most of us have got a decent ear to just about understand it. Series 4 of Benidorm was definitely the weakest in my opinion, as they obviously had to rewrite a lot of the storylines following Mel's death, but it was still enjoyable. Going forward, Series 5, 6 and 7 are personally my favourites, as it starts to establish most of the main characters. Keep up the good work. So at the moment, recording wise, I've got to episode 4, I think, of Benidorm, of Series 5, and I am still enjoying what I'm seeing. I can't deny it. I am, there is, changes, and it does at times feel like a different show to some degree, but I think that's because we're having more of the kind of the staff element of it, which we didn't necessarily have in, in the first couple of seasons. It was mostly just a guest, but I'm okay with that. Unrelated, but have you ever thought about reacting to Band of Brothers or The Pacific? They, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I believe that they are sort of more mini-series that are kind of World War based, and they're very drama heavy. Personally, I haven't thought yes, definitely this is something I definitely want to see, but it is something that has come to my attention and I have added it to my list, and it's definitely something I will consider in the future. As to when, at this moment in time, who knows? I like all of Not Going Out, but series 2 to 4 are the pinnacle for me. This episode of it, which I think was episode 2 of series 2, is definitely up there. I agree that a fair few parts where Lucy could have easily been Kate, but that doesn't last too long, what with Lucy being Tim's sister rather than ex, and being more business-minded and less hippie-ish than Kate. Series 2 Christmas special definitely follows on from the rest of the series, so it belongs watching it in broadcast order, as do the ones for Series 7 onwards. Spoilers with them. The others are generally okay. The Avenue Q fan in me likes that the main girls have been Kate and Lucy. I agree with you on the Avenue Q aspect of it. If you don't know what Avenue Q is, basically it's a musical that involves puppets, that is best described as Sesame Street, but for grown-ups. Because you have songs like If You Were Gay, That Would Be Okay. You have songs like The Internet Is For Porn. Songs like You Can Be As Loud As The Hell You Want When You're Making Love. So it's a really funny show, and the fact that it does it with puppets makes it really interesting. There's actually a good Google Talk thing. If you look on YouTube, I think it's just putting Avenue Q Google. There's a thing, it's about an hour long. They do a couple of the numbers from it, so you can kind of see how it kind of roughly sort of works, and then they kind of have a discussion about it. So if you're a fan of Avenue Q, you can see that, or you can even just have a look at some of the songs. I recorded my next episode of Not Going Out literally yesterday, and you'll see in my post reaction comments that I'm thinking along the same lines with you in that one, Jack. The way I see it, with the Weeping Angels in Doctor Who, Blink is Alien and the two-parter is Aliens. The first was a classic monster picking people off in a spooky confined space. The sequel ups the scale and brings in the military. For me, it works really well. It expands on the possibilities of the Angels, gives them an actual purpose in the narrative. Outside, they do bad things, and it's lovely rewatchable touches, such as River and Amy's interactions when you know their actual relationship to each other. And on River, it reintroduces her brilliantly, and it's good use of the crack through plot that's not just, oh, it's here too, but gives us more information on it, as well as introducing the returning concept going ahead of a militaristic future church. It's all good stuff to me. I pretty much would agree with you. I mean, I can't comment on the Alien and Aliens thing because I've never seen the Aliens movie, but yeah, I would agree with pretty much everything you say there. One interesting fact about Julia Roberts' character in Pretty Woman, singing that song in the bathtub, both Prince and Julia's mother were born in Minneapolis. That is an interesting fact. Keep your interesting facts coming. There is a Red Dwarf version of University Challenge called Universe Challenge. Sorry, I need a drink. Oh, a bit of a sore throat today. Universe Challenge was broadcast on the same night as this Can't Smeg, Won't Smeg. It pitted Craig, Chris, Danny, Robert and Chloe against 5 fans and was hosted by the late great Bam Bam Gascoigne. Unlike Can't Smeg, Won't Smeg, which appeared as an extra on Series 4 DVD, it was never included on any of the Red Dwarf DVDs as they couldn't get clearance. If you haven't watched it, then maybe worth checking out. Just thought, have a great day. If there is a link to it, if it's on YouTube or anything, then please let me know, because that sounds interesting. I mean, I don't. It's unclear from that whether it's like just a general kind of university challenge style thing, and it's general knowledge, or if it's maybe like a specific Red Dwarf related thing. It would be interesting, I think, either way to see it. That would be fun to see. I wouldn't mind checking that out. You're crazy. The first 2 series of Red Dwarf are the best. Hey, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. I'm not going to argue with you. I do think that series 1 and 2 had some great moments and some great episodes. I think for me, the tongue-tied song, that was always a bit of a highlight for me. The episode Queeg, I always really liked. Better Than Life, I always really liked. And the whole stuff with Rimmer and when it's the garbage pod in series 1, it's like, inside is going to be the perfectly preserved manes of a Quagar warrior. I don't know why I went American there. Apologies for that. That wasn't Rimmer at all. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of really good stuff in the first 2 series. Obviously, I just say that it's considered by many as series 3 to 6, maybe if you include series 7 and 8, it becomes what's called the golden era, basically with the introduction of Robert Llewellyn as Crichton. But I do not slate the first and second series at all. From British Empire, Series 5, Episode 4. Bit of a long one from Blaze Smosh. I'm surprised you didn't mention much about the Helen Lyon subplot, because I think that took a lot of good out of the episode for me. That being the Michael stuff. I hate the fact that she cheated on Gordon and had his staff play along with the lie to cover her unfaithful arse. It's character assassination 101 and sours Helen to the point of no return. How you still laughed at her actions in this episode is strange. I thought you'd have a rant at the end complaining about her actions, but I was still shocked to see no such reaction. I would like to know how you just felt about that subplot, and if your views of Helen have soured like a lot of fans did at that point. Basically, I did actually have stuff to say at the end of that one. Yes, obviously there was stuff I laughed at, but my feelings, generally speaking, are going that way. And I have done so far. I've recorded my reactions. Obviously, episode 6. That is already out now, and I mentioned it in that. And then I recorded my reaction to episode 7, and basically I'm at the point where debating: do I go and combine it with with episode 8, similar to how I did it last month, because it kind of left it a bit. I don't know. So at the moment, I'm still not quite sure if I'm gonna put them together in one video or separate them and do them on a weekly thing. But yeah, my feelings are definitely going that way. But I did have stuff to say in that, but unfortunately I had some audio issues again. It's just having a bit of an impact at the moment. I'm having a few technical issues with the microphone at the moment. I'll record something and then it might be that the audio cuts out midway and I'm having to make adjustments with it. Depending where it is, I had one the other day where I was about 5 minutes into the episode, and so I basically restarted the recording effectively, and so technically the first 5 minutes of it was it wasn't a first time thing, it was a repeated thing because I'd already seen it, but I had to start again because the audio cut out. So yeah, I'm trying to fix it basically at the end of the day. But yeah, no, it's yeah, the show is playing with my emotions, shall I say, with certain characters at the moment. That's where I'll keep it that, because I don't want to give spoilers of stuff that you may see in some of my reactions. That woman in the thumbnail for the smoking room, Siobhan Redmond, she was one of my neighbours when I was a kid. I used to raid her apple tree every summer. That's always cool if you have a little kind of celebrity connection. My main one would be Alan Rickman. That my mum, she looked after his mum for a little while when I was a kid, because she was a care assistant, and so yeah, it just so happened to be. And yeah, we met him on a couple of occasions, and he's a really lovely guy. Oh, was, rest in peace, Alan Rickman. But yeah, honestly, lovely man. And it's nice when you can tell little stories about people who are celebrities. Danny says, can't wait until you get to Series 6, Episode 7 of Still Game. That is going to be an interesting one for me, because it's going to be one of the last ones I ever do that I will be able to get in full onto YouTube. I hope it's going to be great. I've not got to it yet, but I'm sure it will be great. And that's why he didn't introduce himself, because he was chugging on himself. That is still going to be up there for one of the most shocking moments on Still Game. There's been a lot, and I think there's going to be one upcoming. I can't remember, when does that one come out? Actually, I think it might have been in the episode that came out today. There was a big shocking moment in that one, which yeah, that's good as well. But yeah, having that little thing where you're thinking, oh, Ice is going to meet a lovely man, and then he's tugging on himself. Yeah, won't see that coming. When I was young, I recall Fahrenheit being used in the weather forecast, and I always assumed, given their age, it's the measurement system that they were used to at the time. Yeah, sometimes it can just be as simple as that, really. Sean Connery is James Bond. His best role by far was actually in The Man Who Would Be King, but Dr. No, Thunderball, and You Only Live Twice are all worth a watch. Well, if you want to see me do Dr. No, that is one of the options in the poll for the month of April. So if you want to see it, get voting. Here's the thought. Might Mr. Dave Gorman have created the Golden Cone Zone based on the meeting... miles per Dave Gorman, purely for the purpose of his comedy show? I'm pretty sure it's not an SI unit. I don't know what an SI unit is. Fill me in there. If this was the case, he can produce a narrative simply by manipulating the range of the Golden Cone Zone post Dave Gorman searching. Don't know, might be a weak chance of that. It is definitely. You've definitely got a valid point that he may be kind of manipulating it a little bit. Kind of like you say, post thing. But do I care? Not really, because it makes for one hell of a good entertainment. As far as I'm concerned, it makes it fun. Death in Paradise, Babycake seems to be working now for me. Thank the Lord for that. I don't know what it was, but there was a few people, because I uploaded the entirety of Series 2 of Death in Paradise, and people were saying that on my Google Drive it wasn't playing for them for some unknown reason. I don't know, because other people are saying they're watching every... they were able to see every episode. I don't know what it is. If anyone knows what the fix is for that, because it was saying something like file limit reach or most amount of views played, or it was something like that. If anyone knows of a fix for that, then please let me know, because I'd love to let people know for next time. Yeah, it was just one of those random things. It was on my Google Drive, and I'm glad you've now been able to see it all. With Benidorm, Kevin, no spoiler alerts, but a certain American YouTuber with a significant other who has 100k subs loved Benidorm. Then he said YouTube stopped him watching it. Then said something different after that. He stopped in Series 5 for reasons you can only imagine. No spoiler alerts. Kelly's Riverdance is mesmerising like a machine gun going off. Kevin, considering you almost watch stuff for a living, there's a heck of a lot of bog standard classics you haven't seen. Yeah, growing up, I was a bit of a social recluse in a way. And I would typically watch stuff that I was familiar with and enjoyed very regularly on repeat. I didn't like to branch out of my comfort zone a little bit to a certain degree. Now I do, and I'm appreciative of that, because I'm coming across loads of stuff that I'd never heard of, or I'd kind of heard of but just never got around to watching, and I'm loving the fact that I'm enjoying this stuff. I don't know. For me personally, I plan on anything that I watch, and pretty much I will get past 3 episodes of watching. I'm going to guarantee I'm going to watch it through to the end. I don't care if the quality dips. I'm going to see it through to the end, because I think you can only judge something if you've seen the entirety of the thing. Like, if you took the TV show Lost as an example, the big point that there was a lot of criticism was in Series 3. Because there was a load of episodes. Like, there was an episode that was designated to how the character of Jack got some tattoos on his arm. And these are just tattoos that the actor, Matthew Shepard, he just had them on his arm anyway. And it was some sort of like Chinese kind of symbol kind of things. To the fact that you're scraping the barrel that much that you have an episode designated to tattoos that the actor's already got, you know that you're struggling a little bit. But then midway through Series 3, they agreed that they were basically going to do 6 series and then that'll be it. They knew then what they were working towards, and so they could stop trying to fill the gaps effectively and scraping the barrel. And so the show got better from that point on, and it got stronger and stronger again. You know, so it went kind of down and then it back up again. So you can never say that, you know, okay, it might have a bit of a dip in it. Does that mean it's going to dip all the way? In some cases, yeah, maybe. For others, not so much. For me, personally, I'm going to watch Benidorm and Still Game and other kind of ones to the end, despite some people going, oh, it doesn't, you know, stack up in quality or anything, because I want to form my own opinions. You know, we can all have our own opinions, and what I think is sometimes going to be different to what you think, but there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, in Benidorm, that was Matthew Kelly, and fun fact, Asa Elliott, the singer at the end of the episode, got his big break as a contestant on Stars in Your Eyes. Someone actually sent me a link to a video which apparently is the episode that Asa Elliott features in Stars in Your Eyes. It's only about a 5-minute thing, so it's basically his introduction and then him doing his singing, I believe, from the very quick glance I took at it, because I didn't want to see all of it. But I will maybe take a look at that at some point on the channel, and yeah, it was just a weird thing to see something that I was kind of familiar from when I was a kid and have it kind of linked to something that I'm really passionate about, with Benidorm. So that is the final comment that I'm going to be responding to in this month's iteration. So thank you if you have stuck with me to this very point. And of course, don't forget to check out all of my different content that I've got going on through the month. There are playlists to help you find stuff if it makes it easier for you. But for today, my name is Kevin. I am a geek. You have been watching Kevin the Geek. Goodbye.